quest for life in the cosmos is one of NASA's primary objectives. NASA has yet to discover any reliable evidence of extraterrestrial life, yet NASA has long been investigating the solar system and beyond to help us answer fundamental questions such as whether we are alone in the universe. The astrobiology program of NASA is concerned with the origins, evolution, and distribution of life beyond Earth. NASA's research missions are working together to uncover clear indications of life beyond Earth, from investigating water on Mars to exploring intriguing ocean worlds like Titan and Europa, to seeking for biosignatures in the atmospheres of our cosmic neighborhood and planets outside our solar system. Aliens, on the other hand, are beings that scientists have been dying to study for decades. Despite accounts of these extraordinary beings, scientists have not been able to decipher enough information to corroborate their existence. This is what we were told to assume until new research showed that NASA has not only encountered but is also concealing these sophisticated civilizations from the public. Some of the records used by NASA to conceal their covert activities have now been exposed, including confirmation that aliens exist. Join us as we investigate secret NASA documents proving the existence of aliens. Mars photos. When NASA released photographs of Mars, American author Richard C. Hoagland speculated about the possibility of extraterrestrial life on the Red Planet. He also stated that the space agency is aware of these extraterrestrial civilizations on Mars, but they keep this information hidden from the public. The Viking orbiter took these photographs of Mars in 1976, and some of them appear to reveal structures that indicate the presence of actual life on the Red Planet. A structure among the photographs that looks like the Sphinx must have given Richard confidence to back up his assertions. This is why some assume that constructions like that were built by aliens that live on the Earth. When NASA published CRISPR photographs contradicting the hypotheses that had circulated with the photos in 1998, Richard displayed a 1960 study that recommended that any findings on extraterrestrial life should be kept secret from the general public so that the overall evolution of our cosmos would not be disturbed. This report was commissioned by NASA, thus it is unquestionably reliable. The Kecksburg Files. The Kecksburg Files include information about a strange incident that occurred in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania. A massive fireball was witnessed from 6 separate places in the United States on December 9, 1965. Then residents of Kecksburg reported hearing a collision, feeling tremors, and seeing blue smoke rising from the woods. On the same day, hot metal debris was reported in Michigan and northern Ohio. The Pittsburgh metropolitan region also reported sonic booms, and all of these signs were related to the fireball. The military came at the accident scene almost quickly to cordon off the area and also left with a large metallic acorn-shaped object with weird hieroglyphics on the back of a truck. This device, which was believed to be the size of a bus, was transported to the Air Force Base in Ohio. When inquiries about this mystery crashed object arose, the Pentagon stated that the object was a meteorite but provided no further information about the claimed meteorite. In 2003, NASA reopened the Kecksburg case, claiming that the object was not a satellite. By 2005, the space agency had stated that the object was a satellite. With these varied responses and perspectives on the crash, it seems evident that the National Aeronautics and Space Administration is concealing something from the public. However, NASA's cover-ups did not do enough to keep the accident occurrence from being forgotten. Residents were interviewed and answered questions regarding the event. More individuals grew interested in learning the truth about what happened in the woods. Some locals who witnessed the 1965 accident recounted plainclothes authorities with intimidating expressions visiting their homes and telling them not to tell anybody what they saw. To reveal the truth about the Kecksburg Files, a Freedom of Information Act request was made in order to reopen the case. Despite NASA's attempts to throw the court matter under the rug, the court upheld the Freedom of Information Act. The Kecksburg archives were unsealed in 2007, however the space agency stated the most critical sections of the data had been lost, restricting their ability to decode the material entirely. Hunting down UAPs. At the beginning of this year, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, issued a public announcement stating that they plan to conduct an investigation into flying objects. After all of these years of the space agency concealing up accounts of alien encounters, the revelation of this news startled UFO enthusiasts and alien researchers, since they never anticipated this news to come from the space agency. This declaration marked the commencement of research into unexplained aerial phenomena, which are baffling observations and peculiar occurrences seen in the atmosphere of the Earth. However, a study from the UAP that was supposed to be classified has been found to have been leaked. According to the report, a couple of verified UFOs seem to show and function with advanced technology that humans have not yet devised. According to the primary scientists who are supervising the investigation into the unidentified aerial phenomenon, NASA has been forced to deal with several strange mysteries over the course of the last few decades. The investigation will center on obtaining the data that is now accessible, determining the most effective approach to gather data in the future, and determining how NASA might transform that data to improve the scientific understanding of the unidentified aerial phenomena. Aliens near the Sun. This video was taken from a NASA live feed that was broadcasting a view of the Sun in 2012. The live stream was terminated when some suspicious behavior was identified. This video quickly went viral on the internet, and many people began to speculate that the objects that could be seen in the live broadcast were indeed extraterrestrial spaceships. A YouTube user uploaded the bizarre footage which showed what seemed to be an unidentified flying object heading in the direction of the Sun throughout the broadcast. The video of the object, which was acquired by a telescopic camera on board the NASA Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, SOHO, was reported as having seemed to be a spaceship made of metallic construction with a massive expansion. The Calvine photo. The Calvine shot has to be among the clearest pieces of evidence demonstrating the existence of aliens. In August 1990, two hikers shot the photograph in Calvine, Scotland. A large warship was spotted flying above the Scottish Highlands while being closely followed by fighter planes in the shot. The hiker estimated the metallic aircraft to be roughly 31 meters long and continued to observe as the unusual thing drifted in the air for more than 8 minutes with a low hum while the trailing fighter jet stayed a safe distance. Not long after, the massive object flew straight into the sky at breakneck speed, vanishing from view. Following that encounter, the hikers sent 6 images of the UFO to Scotland's Daily Record newspaper to investigate the case. The media group subsequently passed them to the British Ministry of Defence. Since then, no articles regarding the remarkable sightings have been published. The images likewise vanished after being documented by academic journalist Professor David Clark, a Sheffield Hallam University associate. As a former curator for the National Archives UFO Files project, Dr. Clark undertook significant study on the photograph. He was able to locate the photograph by contacting former Royal Air Force press officer Craig Lindsay. Mr. Lindsay had kept a copy of the original photo of the sighting after contacting the press and the Ministry of Defence when the incident occurred in 1990. He then approached the Daily Record and asked them to transmit the original envelope, which contained one of the original photographs shot at Calvine. Mr. Lindsay handed Dr. Clark the original photograph, which has since been archived in the Sheffield Hallam University archives. The Scottish Sun stated in October 2021 that the Ministry of Defence should have released the material linked to the 1990 Calvine sighting. This report was requested in accordance with the 30-year rule. The 30-year rule suggests that after 30 years, all material be revealed, subject to constraints based on harm to state security, foreign policy, or personal privacy. However, the Ministry of Defence has put a hold on the file's release until 2072. UFO spotted on aircraft carrier. This film was shot by a fighter jet as it circled the Mediterranean Sea on its way to land aboard the aircraft carrier USS Ford. The footage is completely uneventful up until the point where the aircraft lands on the carrier and speeds past some strange thing on the ship. A triangular-shaped spacecraft that appears like it came straight from Star Trek is parked on the ship's side. It bears no resemblance to the fighter jet that flew past it, nor to any other aircraft created by mankind. This video drew so much attention that governments throughout the world accused the US administration of working with UFOs. As we all know, several varieties of UFOs have been reported, ranging from diamond-shaped UFOs to circular UFOs to triangular UFOs. As a consequence, the triangular UFO is what caused the video to become viral, garnering numerous comments and conversations. NASA files hacked by Gary McKinnon. Gary McKinnon hacked into the web pages of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration between February 2001 to March 2002. McKinnon discovered secret data that were not known to the public while hacking NASA's website. The Disclosure Project was one of these files. The Disclosure Project is a book that contains around 400 reports from different individuals regarding aviation-related situations, ranging from air traffic controllers to those in charge of launching nuclear weapons. The book also includes details on engineered technologies discovered aboard captured or destroyed extraterrestrial ships. He claims that reliable witnesses are included in these reports. As he navigated through the website, he came across some information on a structure that, using high-resolution satellite imagery, airbrushes photos of unidentified flying objects. He also noticed that high-quality photographs were preserved in their photos files, which were divided into filtered, unfiltered, processed and unprocessed files. The British also mentioned his poor internet connection, which stopped him from downloading the photos. He was nevertheless allowed to glimpse one of the pictures. He remembered the object in the photo as a cigar-shaped silver object with geometric spheres on both sides, which was most likely shot by a satellite gazing down at it. There was no information regarding the object's size, but it did not appear to be a human-made object. He was unplugged from the space agency's website at this point. McKinnon apparently had access to NASA spreadsheets, one of which was named non-terrestrial personnel. The Excel document contains names and ranks of US servicemen who were not registered anywhere else. He also stated that the spreadsheet had information regarding ship-to-ship transfers, but that specifics about these transfers were not provided elsewhere since they were classified information. Reports of UFOs. Because of a request made under the Freedom of Information Act, 1,500 pages of sightings and reports of UFOs were made available to the general public. This enormous dossier collected all the information of those who had claimed any encounter with aliens or unidentified flying objects, UFOs. The sites also included information regarding how the people claimed these sightings were physically affected as a result of the experience. Some of the stories described incidents like burns, which are highly likely to have been brought on by the jet of a UFO. The evidence suggested that something unusual had recently happened to them. Let us know what you think NASA is trying to hide in the comments section below.